In winter, we tend to go on a seasonal food splurge. For some reason, you'll find yourself eating foods that you wouldn't dream of eating any other time of the year, especially not in summer, when you know the following day you might be trying to fit into that tiny bikini. But winter is just a renowned time of year to overeat, but the problem is, come springtime, we're all then desperately trying to lose those extra kilos that we've put on. So taking the time out before we hit spring, just to really focus on your eating habits, what you eat, and whether you are one of those seasonal overeaters, is a good way to get yourself in check and make sure that you're not stuck with the task of having to shift kilos for a major slim down come summertime. Some of the reasons that we do overeat in winter is, of course, the cold. The colder temperatures just mean that our bodies crave more warming, nourishing foods, and often these tend to be high-fat foods with extra carbs because they help fill us up for longer and just give us that satisfying boost that we need. Emotional eating as well is a key thing in winter. Obviously, lots of people suffer from seasonal affective disorder, which makes them feel sadder in winter because of the lack of sunlight and the shorter days. You spend more time indoors, you don't get to socialise as much as you might in summer, and that can lead to feelings of emotional negativity and depression. But it's just being aware of those thoughts and feelings and make sure that they're not triggered by foods. In an attempt to make yourself feel happy, you do often turn to foods, and these are again generally high-fat calorific foods, those warm and comforting foods. There's also then the lack of exercise in winter. In summer, you might get up early in the morning and go for a nice beach run. You might go for a walk or a jog or hit the gym after work because there's those beautiful, long, bright summery nights. Whereas in winter, it's cold and dark in the morning, and the last thing you want to do is jump out of bed at 6 o'clock and go for a run. And the same when you finish work. It's really, really difficult to convince yourself and push yourself to go to the gym and do a really good session when all you really want to do is get home in the warmth and have a nice hot, warm, home-cooked meal. But the ways around that are just trying to fit in exercise when you can. The key thing though is to recognise your triggers. Often you might associate eating with boredom, so when you're watching TV during the winter evenings, rather than going out socialising with friends as you might do in summer, you tend to sneak into the kitchen and grab a bag of chips or a bar of chocolate from the cupboard. But it's being mindful and trying to stop yourself from doing that. Turn the TV off and reach for a good book instead, or listen to some music. Do something that engages you more than sitting there watching TV. Try not to reduce your exercise in winter, even if you're replacing your mid-morning jog for yoga, which you can do in the comfort of your home or in a yoga studio where it's nice and warm. Just doing any sort of exercise is better than none at all. And even though it might not be an aerobic exercise, it's still a good way of keeping your mind in check, which all interrelates to eating and emotions, and just will keep you on the right track throughout winter.